So today is day 219 and I missed a few days because, I don't know, I've just been in a bit of a funk creatively. I have felt really stuck and not very inspired. And I don't know, I've just somehow kind of let the video slip. And it was funny because I was actually thinking how good I will have been at making sure that I make my video a priority and do it every day. And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared. And it's funny because that's often a warning sign that something is going to happen. When I start thinking, oh, look at this, I'm doing this really good, look at this, then that's kind of when I really need to pay attention and make sure that I'm really onto it, because something often goes haywire at that stage. And it's almost like something is telling me to pay attention. So I'm just up at the dome lookout. It's super beautiful up here. It's all misty. You cannot see much. It's kind of gently windy. There's just a gentle breeze and it smells really good and it's really fresh. And yeah, it's been hard for me to get outside at the moment, so I'm enjoying this little tiny break here. So I think one of the main reasons that I haven't been feeling very creative, or just kind of, I've been feeling quite flat. And I think the main reason for that is because of the argument that I had with my husband almost a week ago that I spoke about on one of my previous videos. And I was just thinking how energetically involved and enmeshed we become with our partners. And it's something that we really need to be aware of, because when we are so energetically enmeshed, part of us is not ourselves anymore, where our feelings and emotions can be very much dictated by the other person, which is really not the best way to live our lives. And so because we're separating, we've been trying to kind of extract ourselves from each other, and that is actually really difficult. And I'm now seeing how enmeshed our relationship has been and how enmeshed our emotions and everything to do with us is. And that's on such an energetic level that anytime there is an upset of any sort, it affects me a lot. It really affects me a lot. So I'm working on figuring that out and trying to be more present and more in myself. So one of the ways that we can start to untwine ourselves is basically being aware that that has happened and looking at that deeply, and how does that affect my life? How does it affect my feelings? How does it affect who I am today? How does it affect me on a daily basis, being so enmeshed with somebody that anytime a little upset happens, it affects me on this really deep energetic level? And so the way to untwine ourselves is to become more and more aware of that and more sovereign in our own being. So I do a lot of work with codependency and trying to figure out my codependent characteristics and patterns so that I don't continually perpetuate them in my relationships. And what happens when we do perpetuate this codependent behavior, we become enmeshed, and it can be very difficult to take ourselves out of that enmeshment. And it's kind of like I'm witnessing the different layers of this emotional entanglement that has been going on in my life. And as I step kind of further away and kind of look back and have the objective view and kind of the wider perspective, other things start showing up and coming up to kind of be let go of, I suppose. And yeah, it's an interesting process, and it is for me a challenge to stay connected to my creativity and stay connected to my functioning kind of normal, happy human being and my productivity and stuff like that. So right at the moment, it's like I feel like I need just time to allow myself to process what's happening, allow myself to grieve and give myself the grieving process, give myself the time to be in this process and not try to get anywhere else, not try to get away from it, not try to be something else or feel something else or do something else. Just be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what is up for me. Not wallowing it, but witnessing it, acknowledging it, and trusting that it will pass. And this is not who I am. And I think that can be often what happens when we get depressed, because we start to feel like this is only who we are. And we let our mind get away from us, and we basically let our mind take over and start freaking out when this is not who we are. And when we can grasp that concept of, okay, this is what's going on with me in the moment. I need to be here, I need to feel this, I need to experience this. However, this is not who I am, and I trust that this will pass, and tomorrow is a new day, and in this moment this is where I need to be, and that's okay. It's totally okay. I think so much in the world today, especially with spiritual practices and all this kind of personal development and stuff, it's all about, you know, oh, I'm feeling this today and it's hard, but blah blah blah. And it's like, no, you're feeling this today. I'm feeling this today, and this is where I need to be in this feeling, in this moment. This is it. And that is okay. Because so much of the time I hear it everywhere. I hear it in so many teachings. You know, okay, you're feeling that, and just remember, you know, that it'll get better, or just remember, or I am very grateful, and, you know, I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm feeling depressed, but I am very grateful. And it's like, no, that is in a way still discounting the feeling and the emotion and the thing that's going on in the moment. It's still discounting it. It's like, be in this moment. Just be in this moment. Whatever you feel in this moment is okay. And if you can have the faith that this moment is just this moment, it doesn't have to carry on forever, but this moment is just this moment, so give yourself this moment. And stop trying to be like, but, you know, somebody else is worse off than me, or, you know, tomorrow it will be better, or blah, because that is actually like not accepting where we are in that moment. And it's making excuses, and it's kind of trying to get us to another moment. And, you know, there's all these teachings about being in the present and being in the now and blah, blah, blah. But it's not, it's kind of contradictory, because this is the moment we have. And whether the moment is a piece of shit or whether it is fantastic, it's just the moment that is there. And if we don't fully feel that moment, we're really not feeling and accepting what is happening with us in that moment. And we are somehow suppressing and resisting something. So right now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling, you know, empty of any creation or any creativity. I'm feeling empty of it. And that's okay. And the more that I feel into this moment and accept this moment, the more that I will allow myself, my psyche, my consciousness, my body, my emotion, my spiritual side, whatever, I will allow that to process whatever it needs to process, so that, yeah, I can move on into the future in a different way. However, I'm not concentrating on that. I'm concentrating on here, now. What do I need now? I'm not concentrating on, I'm doing this because then tomorrow I'll be like that. I'm doing this because this is what needs to be done. I'm here now because that's what needs to be done. To be here now in the moment is what needs to be done right now. And that is okay. It's actually more than okay. It's wonderful if we can do that. That's a big challenge. A lot of people cannot be here in the moment. We cannot accept what's going on in our life. When we do accept it, there comes a peace in our life, a peacefulness. And that's really what we're all looking for. So this is day 219. And if you like this video, please press the like button. And if you relate to anything I say, I would love to hear from you. So comment below and subscribe for new updates on the videos that I post. Thanks for watching.